everyone. I'm Dr. Rahalya. I'm working as a Managed Fellow. And I'm honored to be with you today for today's webinar. And I'm delighted to welcome you to our 234th consecutive weekly webinars hosted by Managed Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship. So Managed Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship has been at the forefront of agriculture innovation, hosting weekly webinars without interruption for 233 consecutive weeks. These sessions have served as a catalyst for knowledge exchange, networking, and transformation in the agriculture entrepreneurship landscape. What begins as an initiative to support emerging entrepreneurs has evolved into a powerful platform that has reshaped numerous agricultural ventures across India. As a center of excellence in agribusiness incubation operating under the esteemed Institute of Agriculture Extension Management, Manasia has established itself as a cornerstone institution in the agricultural entrepreneurship ecosystem. Our impact extends far beyond numbers. We have nurtured and guided 940 entrepreneurs, each with unique vision for transforming agriculture, and successfully supported the establishment and growth of 468 innovative startups across diverse agriculture sectors. And we have facilitated access to crucial funding, technology, and market linkage for our incubatees. So, what truly distinguishes Manasia is a holistic approach to entrepreneurship development. We recognize that agriculture entrepreneurs face multifaceted challenges requiring specialized knowledge and support. We understand that every entrepreneur who walks through our doors carries not just a business idea but a dream with potential to transform lives. Our commitment extends beyond business incubation. We are dedicated to nurturing visions that contribute to the agriculture sustainability, rural employment, farmer prosperity, and national food security. So today's session holds special significance as we continue our celebration of women's contribution to the agri-startup ecosystem. We are currently conducting an inspiring series of 25 specialized webinars highlighting the remarkable achievements and unique perspectives of women in the agriculture startup ecosystem. So this series running through April 2025 showcases both women founders and mentors who are reshaping the agricultural entrepreneurship. Our specific focus today is on the critical aspects of market research for agri-startups presented through the lens of experienced mentors. So market research is the backbone of any successful agri-startup, providing the essential insights needed to make informed decisions about the product development, marketing strategies, and overall business directions. So in the agriculture sector, where innovation and tradition often intersect, market research play a pivotal role in helping startups navigating the complexities of consumer preferences, local conditions, industry trends, and emerging technologies. So it's my honor to introduce our distinguished panel of speakers for today's session. So we are confident that today's discussion will equip you with practical insights and actionable strategies to build strong, sustainable agri-tech businesses that can turn agriculture challenges into the entrepreneurial opportunities. So without delay, I would like to start today's session. So to introduce our first speaker, let me call my colleague Priyanka to introduce the first speaker.
Thank you, Dr. Rahalya. Good morning, everyone. I am Priyanka from Team CIA. I am honored to introduce our first speaker for today's session. Nora is passionate about driving innovation and creating impactful solutions that foster business growth. She has successfully worked on various projects across sectors such as dairy, exports, the input industry, and go-to-market strategies. This diverse experience has given her valuable insights into the challenges and opportunities in this industry, sharpening her ability to tackle complex business issues effectively. With her talent for managing multiple priorities while maintaining attention to details, she thrives in dynamic, fast-paced environments. With this short introduction, over to you, ma'am.
Yes. Just a minute, I'll just. Yes. So am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yes. Yeah. So I would like to first of all thank Manage CISL to give me this opportunity for speaking on this forum on celebrating women in agri startup ecosystem, and mostly the important topic is the market research for agri startup. So as already the members have given my introduction very well. So I would not, take much of your time. So I'll start on the topic. So my name is Noora Mohanty, and I have been working in for across over 4 years in agriculture field, agri and allied field, consulting, and this market research domains and business development domains. And I have come across various situations where a market research has played a very key important role in shaping the ecosystem of agri startups. So let me also share my content and give you a deep dive how this is actually helping the agri startups basically in shaping the ecosystem and also providing them a ground to launch their product in the market or enter into a business and expand the business in a particular region. So I'll share my content. Just just a minute, just a minute.
No problem.
Sorry for the interruption. So is it visible? My screen is visible to all of
Screen
you?
is visible. Kindly make it as slideshow, ma'am.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
the
now it
slide.
is okay.
Okay. So I mean, let us deep dive into a significance of this market research for agri startups. Basically, it is now confined, like not confined. The topic is mostly the week is going to be, I mean, kind of celebrating the women and entrepreneurs basically in this agri startup field or the startup field, which we are significantly witnessing kind of an empowerment of women diversity, which should be appreciated by all of us basically. So I would just start off and kickstart my presentation by focusing on how, like the women, how they have contributed to the startup ecosystem, making a significant strive in this particular sector. So basically, we have seen that. As per the reports, as per the government support, till now a total number of 73,151 startup with at least one women director have been recognized in the Startup India initiative. So they have come up with different initiative which represents nearly half of like 1,52,139 startups that are supported by the government, showing crucial role of women playing importance in driving innovation and economic growth. Basically, how the investments of have driven this factor for the women actually. So this shows the financial support and the inclusion that the government has implemented with several flagship schemes to promote women led startups. Like the amount of investments by selected by this agricultural infrastructure fund is around 3,107 crore that has been invested in 149 women led startup. I am talking about the overall startup, not only the agri startups here, through alternative investment funds. Sorry, I told agriculture, it's alternative investment funds. And the Startup India Seeds Fund scheme, which you are seeing the second one, since its inception from April 2021, the scheme has approved around 227 crore fundings for around 1278, like 1,278 women-led startups. And the credit guarantee scheme, which you are seeing for the startups, they have actually operationalized since April 2023 and has guaranteed around 20 4.6 crore in loans for women-led ventures. So all this kind of support have actually helped to empower women entrepreneurs to strengthen their presence in the ecosystem of women-led startup, and also they feel like they are.
Laura ma'am, sorry for interruption. Can you please switch on your video?
Sure.
Sure, yeah. And if
Just a
Manju
minute.
ma'am also switch on the video, it would be fine so that participants can also see who are the speakers and all. Yeah,
Correct.
thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Just a minute. Yeah. Yes.
Ma'am, your PPT not visible.
I'm getting, yeah. Actually, the window. Yeah. Now, is it visible?
Yeah, now
Yes,
it is
yes,
okay.
loading.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what I was talking about, this kind of capacity building and the awareness program that has been built up. So it is helping for the women entrepreneurs to come ahead and get the inclusivity in the startups, and even to come up with the new ideas. So basically, this dedicated financial supports for the women-led startups is helping for for the funds of support for startups like managed by SIDBI, and higher management fee for women-led startups for this alternate investment funds to be considered as a higher level of management fee that is being taken ahead. And women capacity development programs are being arranged, like creative conducive workshops are conducted, so that the environment to provide a best possible practices and environment to overcome challenges faced by the women. Also the business models are adopted in the context of in Indian context, basically to help the women to accelerate in this ground. And virtual interactions, like I am interacting with you regarding the startup startup ecosystem. Those kind of virtual incubation systems for women and entrepreneurs have been actually started. So in this is started in collaboration with the zone startups. This initiative provides a pro bono acceleration support to the tech startups as well. So these all things have been led a ground for the women to go ahead in this startup field. So coming on to I would say, coming on to the agri specific pointers. So when we see, I mean, before I'll get a deep dive into this slide. So what is the advantage of the market research in agri startup? I would also focus that so far now around over 1,500 startups, basically agri startups, including 387 women-led startups, which is I'm talking about the agri field, have been coming to the market. So who are working in various field of agriculture and allied sector, that have been supported technically and financially by the government programs, basically. So this is how they have led the foundation to get an inclusivity in this area. So when we are coming on to our topic now, basically what is the advantage of market research in agri startups? So why we need it? So the thing is that mostly to study the current market trends. If we actually see, I mean, the startups who are entering with a new product innovation, or who are trying to gain awareness about how they should drive their company to get a proper feasibility, recognition, investor. So they should first of all study the current market trends, as in nowadays, in when we talk about the global and local agricultural industry trends. So the key industry trends in the agricultural would be mostly precision farming, organic farming, and sustainable practices. So most of the startups would be focusing on this particular area. Then comes the growth of forecast. So the in agricultural industry, when any of the startups comes into this field, they have to forecast their growth. They have to. We all know, like, these are the basic things which needs to be performed, like areas where agricultural industry is growing, where the agri-tech is
Ma'am, your
actually
voice is
gaining.
breaking. Kindly
Uh,
check once.
is it audible now? Hello?
Actually, ma'am, my voice is okay.
Now it is okay.
Can hear
Please
me.
go ahead once again, ma'am.
Is it audible?
In between, suddenly it's some voice breaking.
Okay. I mean, is it audible now? Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right. Those
Can you
type of,
speak once again?
yeah. Am I audible now?
Okay, okay. Yeah, we can go ahead.
Oh, all right. Okay. So yeah. What I
Yes,
was
ma'am. Yes,
speaking.
ma'am. You're audible.
Yes, what I was speaking regarding this growth opportunities, where the areas of agriculture and industry is growing, and what is the projected growth that is significantly in this emerging market in the Indian context, even those startups in the proliferating when they are actually advancing in their stages, if they are trying to expand their geographic locations, so how they are envisaging their growth, so that is also important. And then comes, the challenges which are there in agricultural field. So whatever the key challenges, that maybe that could be including the climate change, the water scarcity. So identifying those key challenges, where those kind of the target areas could be identified, and then it could be solved, that problem could be solved. So that is how market research helps a startup or any kind of a company to actually sustain their business in this field, and to expand. So this is how it is done. Then when it comes to the target market identification, so this is very important, where we actually define who are our potential customers. Is it the smallholder farmers, the agribusiness agribusinesses, or the processors? So all these are very important. And when it comes to the customer pain needs and the pain points, what problems or challenges do they face that the startup can solve? When it comes to the characteristics such as the farm size, crop type, income level, and technology adoption rate, so all these are the target market identification, basically. And when it comes to the competitive landscaping, so who are the major players? When you have launched a product, are there other players who are serving this market already? And how innovatively you could proceed with such type of established companies who have already been playing a major role in this segment? So analyzing those kind of offerings, how do your competitor position yourself on the basis of the price, innovation, customer service? These are important. What is the competitive advantage that you are gaining? What is your particular unique USP? That is the unique value proposition you are providing. So that is what it is most important. When it comes to the market sizing opportunity, which is very important for, when it comes to get a funding from an investor, or when you are getting incubated from any kind of incubation or accelerator program. So what is the total market size of your product or the service that you are offering? That is the TAM, which we call in short form. And the serviceable addressable market size, which is you are actually realistically targeting, that is also important. And the potential revenue growth opportunities and the projections which you are showing based on the market size and the adoption rates, what are the revenue potential and the growth forecast? So this is important when you're bringing your product to the market. And another aspect is that the regulatory environment. There are agricultural policies, key, government policies, subsidies, incentives that are actually driving this agricultural sector startups. So knowing all those regulatory environment, when you are going for any kind of, organic products, like organic supply chain, for example, Shrestha organic product. So for what regulation must be followed for that? Like this startups are coming with their organic supply chain, whether they have they are aware of these organic certifications, or the input companies are coming, so are they are aware of the pesticide usage of rules. So all these matter when it comes to the regulatory environment. We do the pestle analysis basically. So then comes the consumer trends and preferences. So there is a shift in the consumer behavior as well, right? So trend mapping this trend, help your startup to evolve actually with time. So that is also important. And sustainability and the traceability, growing importance of transparency in your food sourcing and sustainable farming practices. So all these aspects, when we are actually mm, uh, you know uh, we're thinking of, these are the key parameters which drive the agri startup. So these are the market research, what we say as a overall technique, where we are able to drive our startups which are present in this environmental zone. And when it comes to the, like, who are the key stakeholders, who are the important players basically when it comes to the partnership and collaboration? And is it the agribusiness, government bodies, NGOs? So who are these potential partners with whom we can actually collaborate for technology, in the technology part, distribution part, research part? So everything could be done through this kind of partnership and collaboration. So as we also seen the regulatory environment, the sustainability and the environmental impact would be mostly on the same line. Like whether, like, if the startup is kind of into mitigating GHG emissions, so adopting this climate smart agricultural practices, like what all protocols it has to follow, everything has to be done before adopting those smart agricultural practices. And when it comes to the key insights and the strategic recommendations, like when it comes to the part of summarizing the whole strength, opportunity, and threat for a startup, so it is possibly you could also do a SWOT analysis, go to market strategy. So all these are the key key metrics that would define a agri startup uh, for actually getting established in in the Indian landscape or abroad. So that is how the advantage of market research is actually evolving, and also we need to follow those specific things. So just giving you a case specific scenario, like a few of them, how they have leveraged this market startup market research techniques to actually provide their solutions at the right time to the right customer. So for example, taking some like a Jai Kisan, the agri fintech startup. So it has identified the lack of accessible rural credit. So how did it identify? After after doing several round of market research, desk research, surveys, focus group discussions, all these, they have evolved to develop a rural fintech platform offering digital credit solution. And you could also see the impact. So these were taken from their website, how much impact they have actually done in their years ahead. So likewise, Samunati, intermediation and financial solution. So those kind of this is one of the startup where they have recognized the need for the value chain financing for the smallholder farmers. So all these are emerging from the market research, to provide, to offer the value chain finance, to provide the market linkage. One best example you could take, when during the COVID time, you could have seen that the supply chain was hit massively for the agri startups, basically from the farm to fork model. So these by doing, consumer behavior analysis or the farmer behavior analysis, that comes under the consumer only. So they have actually evolved their supply chain. They have integrated the traceability techniques in order to actually come up with uh, various kind of solutions for their own customers at the ease of their own ground. So that is how the startups have evolved, I mean, by doing such kind of market research. So, I mean, just focusing on what are the key methodologies for the agri startups, basically. So, the purpose, like how should we conduct it when we are going to the ground or to the field? What should be our techniques, to carry on those methodologies? So, basically, first of all, we need to define our research objective. The goals we need to clarify. Goals as in the short term goals, the long term goals for launching a product, for understanding the demand. Are you looking to launch a new product, expand into a new market, or understand the consumer behavior? So uh, kind of, if it is a biofertilizer company, for example, biofertilizer startup, so understanding the market demand, if they are going to launch in the southern market or northern market of India, so northern India, so understanding the market demand for new biofertilizer in the northern India market. Then conducting several secondary research. There are several reports, there are several studies actually. Gathering the existing data from the report or the publication or the studies on the agriculture in India, on the particular product they're launching. So there are different, market research firms, like, iMark or Technovia, or this kind of Euromonitor. All these market research firms are there where you can get the reports of these kind of of this kind of research. And then coming on to after that, what are the focus areas, the current market size? These all things could be found out, from the secondary research platform. Growth trends, challenges, and these all things are very important. Who are your competitors? Kind of the what are the existing opportunity in the particular, field which you are going to proceed ahead with your own product or with your own ideation? So that is important. Then coming to performing the primary research. So there are target group, like whom are you targeting, for whom the product has been designed for? Is it for the farmers, or is it for the processors, or is it for the big, for the consumers, basically, like for the tier 1, tier 2 city or tier 3 cities consumers? So those type of target group. So farmers, agri input suppliers, retailer, distributor, or consumers. So accordingly, you have to perform the survey and the questionnaires, basically. So how could you conduct it? Conduct through a structured or semi-structured survey. It could be a qualitative or quantitative survey. So uh, most of the companies, they use the both kind of survey to come at a very desired output. So you can use the digital tools, right? Like there are several digital tools like Survey Monkeys, Open Platform. Google Form is one of the tool which is widely being used. Mobile apps, there are mobile apps to collect those information, conduct in-person surveys with the farmers as well. So these all things are there. Focus group discussion is one of the important thing. What it involves? It involves engaging 6 to 10 farmers or very few number of people for target questions, basically, on the agribusiness stakeholders in the guiding, for guiding the discussion. And this mostly what is the purpose of this focus group discussion? To gain a deeper insight into the user behavior, into the preferences and potential reaction to the new product or the services. Basically, one-on-one interviews are being conducted. Okay, key interview questionnaires are being designed for that particular purpose, to gain some expert opinions, uncover opportunities or barriers that are not covered in the quantitative research. Basically, so those are the things. Then market segmentation, basically this is done in a this methodology to identify the distinct customer segments and tailor the solution for each group. Like there will be geographic segmentation, demographic segmentation, psychographic segmentation. So to focus on a specific customer segment that are likely to adopt your product or services, these are done. Competitive landscape, as we already discussed in our first slide. Supply chain mapping, how understanding the logistic and distribution network is very important if the startup is present in mostly in the supply chain mapping. And whether the how many intermediaries are there. So conducting interviews with the suppliers and the distributors or the transporters will help you, identify the inefficiencies. So this kind of thing will help you to find opportunity for innovation in logistics, storage and distribution. Already there are companies in supply chain who are doing very good in the market. So understanding their business model, so that is important. And then consumer behavior insight, which my friend could also talk. I mean, in the next presentation of us, Manju could also talk about this. I mean, then comes the technology adoption evaluation, how the farmers are, the readiness of the farmers basically in adopting new agri technologies. So using social media, listening tools like to gauge the consumer sentiments around the agriculture. So all these type of, particularly methodologies help the agri startups to grow in the market. So how what kind of, technology, basically when it comes to access to technology adoption evaluation or study, this is mostly the objective is mostly to assess the willingness and the readiness of the farmers to adopt new technologies. So when you do this, you do a secondary research as well, you do a primary research as well. So when it comes to the primary research, conducting surveys and the interviews, already which has been discussed in the performing primary research. So when you do it, then we could find that the feedback that we get from those pilot projects or the pilot research, we could actually help, that would actually help the agri startups to adjust their product offering. So it aligns with the mostly the technical capacity and the acceptance of the level of the farmers, whether they are going ahead with this technology adoption or not. So that is one important field. The price sensitivity. So these all things are conducted in the primary level. I mean, one has to go to the field. We all know it, because we could actually compare the price through the secondary research by defining different companies who are selling the same product. But when it comes to the raw insights, we need to go to the field for that particular thing, to understand this behavior of the consumers, farmers basically, or the consumers, based on their income level. Then we could also then the most important point, how could you validate the product performance? Basically, through this real-time, real-world testing, we could conduct a field trial, collect data on yield improvement or soil health.
I'm sorry
No?
to interrupt.
Yeah.
We'll finish within 2 or 3 minutes. So
Correct.
that's it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for keeping with this. I mean, just,
Yes. Yes. No
yeah,
problem.
reminder. So yeah. So even the policy and the regulatory insights, which we have already discussed. So that is more important. And just a minute, I'll just cover the last point, which is the SWOT analysis of the market. So basically, when we do this SWOT analysis of the market, we could understand and evaluate the external and the internal factors that affect your startup ability to succeed in the agri market basically. So when we perform to identify the strength, the opportunities, the threats, those weaknesses, this will help us to actually even make informed decisions, what we say, and to mitigate the risk when entering the market. So all these comes under the research itself to provide a very strong ground for a agri startup to grow in a market. So that's how these are the methodologies which has to be adopted. And that's all from my side. We'll do the Q&A session. After this. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah, thank you so much for giving a valuable insights on market research. Like you have covered starting from how women-led startups are making a significant contribution to the agri startups, and like what are the advantages of agri startups and why it is important to study the current trends in the market and what challenges and startups and actually the farmers are facing. You also provide detailed information about evolving startups by providing their market research insights and what are the key methodologies for the agri startup. Thank you so much for the informative session. So the participants, if you have any questions, you can keep in chat box and also you can raise your hands. So the questions will be taken up after the second speaker presentation. So to introduce our second speaker, let me call my colleague Gina to introduce our second speaker.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm Gina Paul from Team Manage CIA. It's my absolute pleasure to introduce the second speaker of the day, Ms. Manju Rawat. With a strong background in market research, UX research, and design thinking, Manju brings a wealth of expertise in consumer insights and data-driven decision-making. Currently serving as the Consumer and Market Insights Manager at Profit, she has been instrumental in shaping strategic business decisions through deep consumer understanding. Prior to this, she led user research at JAR, worked as an associate research manager at Kandhar, and contributed to user experience research at Pajar Book. Her diverse experience spans across market research, consulting, sales, and business development, making her a dynamic professional in this field. With this short note of introduction, I hand over the session to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the very powerful kind of introduction. Hello to everyone. First of all, yeah, very thanks to Manage. I'm someone who has not worked a lot in agriculture, but have been studying agriculture, agricultural marketing, rural development of India since my college days. And it's a subject which I take a lot of interest in. I have been a huge fan of cooperatives, specifically how in a cooperative model, how everyone gets benefited, especially the farmer side of it. So this seemed to be a very good opportunity for me. Today, I guess I will be talking to you more on the front of how market research is done, why it is important, and what are the major domains for any people in agriculture to look into, where market research can actually give them very exclusive kind of insights, which can later on, of course, help in making very bold and good decisions for the business, for getting basically the better output. Either it is for the farmer side of it, either it is for the middlemen in the whole industry, or either it is for the another side of consumer, which is us basically, who are relying on the farmer produce and everything. So now I would be sharing my slides. I hope my slides are visible.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Yeah. So as Nora was telling you, the importance of market research, as someone who has been doing market research from around past 5-6 years, I think the importance of market research is very simple. It has you really, so whenever it comes to corporate world, we always say to our different companies, clients, and everyone, that to success in any kind of business, you really need to understand your consumer. You need to understand who the consumer is, what are their motivations, what are their needs, what are their goals and aspirations in their life, so that the better you understand your consumer, the better you will be able to build for them, whether it's an FMCG, whether it is a tech company or e-commerce like Amazon, Flipkart, whether it is Unilever, they all need to understand their consumer. Then only they will be able to come up with good products which are, let's say, going to be successful in the market. Now same applies to agri startups also. Any agri startup needs to understand who their consumer is. Now the, I would say, the beauty of this ecosystem is that any agri startup has to not only understand the farmer side of it, but they also have to understand the consumer side of it. By consumer over here, I mean to say the one who are relying on the produce of farmers. So basically, again, people like you, me, and mostly everyone needs food at the end of the day. So to make any kind of decision, we need to understand both sides. Then of course, as we all would agree, that middlemen, the whole supply chain plays a very important and very critical role in this agriculture world. So again, you need to have a deep understanding of them also. So we can apply market research at every single touch point of these consumers in one way or single way of agri startup world. Again, precision farming has become very popular these days. Of course, very crucial matter for farmers. We can again apply market research over there to understand what actually the farmers are doing, what what they are trying to achieve, and what exactly needs to be done to let them help in achieving what they are actually targeting for. Market linkage, again, supply chain, the middlemen, it's like the backbone of the whole agriculture ecosystem. Market research helps you well understand that also in deep. Fintech solutions, of course, in a country like India where financial, we keep on hearing a lot of problems and issues going on with financial problems coming up for agricultural people and all the population involved in it. I think the major reason for that is because we lack a lot of organized financial institutions for our farmers, wherein a lot of startups have started coming up in the space and they have been trying to tackle the problem, but still I would say we are far away from where we need to go. But again, market research has been helping them evolve in that particular sector. Jai Kisan would be a great example, who have been doing that for many years now. Then another thing is how your other side consumer is evolving. So I think someone has posted a question also related to organic farming. So see, organic farming, how organic farming has been increasing in, I would say, last one decade, how people have become more conscious about what they are eating, what they are giving into their, taking into their bodies and everything. So that is basically the other vertical of this whole ecosystem. What those consumers are expecting, how their needs are evolving, that also we need to understand, where again market research helps you in doing the same thing. Now uh, the benefit of market research is one simple thing. Basically, it enhances the decision making. It always helps you in let's say figuring out what needs to be done versus what can backfire us. So that way it helps us in taking best decisions for our business. Now, who are your key customers? As already have already talked about, and I think Nora also mentioned the same thing. It can be your small holder farmers, it can be the large scale producers, it can be any agriculture cooperatives, it again can be the middlemen, it can be the other side of the consumers. Everyone is kind of a customer segment when it comes to agricultural marketing, I would say, rather than the agriculture startup. The needs and preferences. So as I earlier told you, in market research, we usually term it as different personas of our customers. We say ki, Acha, this is my farmer persona, this is my middleman persona, this is my end consumer persona. I need to understand what is actually driving them, what are their intentions, what are the challenges being faced by them, and then coming to a strategic decision ki, acha, theek hai, what can be done to solve their existing problems. The opportunities, so I guess how the time is changing, how tech is evolving. I think it was 10 years ago where I got to know that, oh my God, tech is being used in agriculture also. Trust me, till then I was not aware how tech can be used in farming fields also. I think Europe has done very excellent job of how they are integrating tech with farming habits and everything. India has also started doing the same. We have been able to solve many problems for our farmers. Now that AI has come in picture, so there are many startups who are trying to understand how AI driven crop management can be done. Basically, it actually helps our farmers in understanding, giving them a holistic understanding about how the climate is affecting their crops, how, what kind of fertilizer should be used, how much amount of fertilizers need to be used. So these kind of data driven decisions are being taken with the help of AI. Then of course information technology has been there for a long time now, but now it has become more of a real time monitoring thing. But again, what I see and what I have been reading about all these things is that although these all solutions are there, but how do we implement these solutions? I think that is where we are lacking. And somewhere, as a market research person, I feel maybe we should first understand why we are facing challenges in implementing any kind of new technology. Then maybe we will be able to better implement it. Market linkage space, again, the whole supply chain, I think from past 4 or 5 years there has been a constant battle about the whole middlemen in the picture, how the farmers are not being treated well, how they are not getting the output or the income they expect and everything. Over there again, a lot of startups are working in that space, which is actually helping in bringing that farm to fork model into play. Kisan Network, Ninja Card, Captain Fresh, they have been doing a great job where they are helping our farmers to basically get what they deserve. They are not, they are basically helping them at not relying a lot on the middlemen again, which sometimes exploit the whole functioning of the ecosystem. And they are helping them to get the get the desired pricing for their produce and everything. Fintech solution, so someone coming from the fintech side of it, I have been again a fan of how fintech solutions are coming for agricultural people. Credit, to be honest, credit is not only a problem for farmers, but it has been a problem for everyone. In each market segment these days we are facing the problem when it comes to lending from, let's say, any organized finance institute. But many startups coming into the picture, they have been able to identify the problems, that okay, how a farmer can actually benefit a lot if we are able to give them micro loans, if we are able to facilitate the whole loan taking, the whole lending process for them, not helping them, and to be honest, providing them safety from not relying on any unorganized sector where they end up with a lot huge amount of interest rate and everything. Giving them insurances. So a lot of climatic changes have been happening around us. Climate has become more unpredictable, so with that, insurance, the importance of insurance has come up in picture. But guiding our farmers about that, making them aware why insurance is actually needed, crafting a whole insurance for them which will meet their needs has become very critical in the field. uh, Apart from this, again, maintaining a good supply chain, helping them in financing their whole supply chain, again, financial services are helping us out over there also. Now all these are kind of a space where market research again can help you in understanding what is really happening, what we need to, what are the problems, how can we tackle those problems, what can be the solutions for those problems. New emerging thing for, I guess, again, for any sector has been sustainability, with the consumers, the mass consumers becoming very very conscious about who are basically how. So I think this was 2 3 years back where I got to know that sustainability is not only about taking care of like your environment and everything, it is also sustainability also talks about how the farmers who are actually producing the goods for us, how they are being treated on social grounds level. Is it like I'm not paying them enough, or I'm not giving them enough for what they deserve for their crop and produce? That is also a part of sustainability. So how do I tackle all those kind of challenges? That has become a very very big opportunity for the agriculture sector. Market research has been able to understand uh, what the consumer basically understand by sustainability. First of all, how do they see environment being a major part of it, and how can we bring solutions for them in that space again. uh, Key players, I think AgroStar, EM3, Farm Logs, they have been able to establish themselves as a very big player in this market. So I would say one part is, of course, you understand your consumers, you understand their needs, but then because it's market research, you need to understand how the market is doing currently, what are the market trends. And we also say one more thing, which is called forecasting market trends. So based on whatever data we have available till date, we can even forecast what are going to be, let's say, the top 10 trends for next coming 10 years. So forecasting those market research trends, those insights and all that also helps the startups to understand the, okay, if let's say I'm standing at point A, how do I reach to point B? What do I actually need to do to reach to point B? Or what are the strategic decisions which I need to take so that, let's say, in 2027 I will reach the point B. Competitive advantage. So all these startups, so when I talk about market linkage, or when I talk about financial solutions and all, many startups have come into that space. Now with the increasing number of startups, one need to actually work on what is that unique selling point they are providing exclusively in the market. It's, if I give you example, it's like all the people are trying to sell uh, quick these instant noodles. But if a new player has to come in the market, that new player will have to come and tell the whole audience, the whole consumer base, ki, see, this is how I'm different from the rest present in the market. We all know Maggie has been let's say king of, they have been ruling the instant noodles market. But nowadays many millet based companies, for example Slurp Farm has come into picture, who are saying ki, we are also providing you instant noodles, but we have a unique value proposition, which is basically we are millet based noodles, we are more healthier version, you can have us on daily basis. So that is their unique value proposition, which will make other people buy them. So as a startup, what do I give exclusively to my farmers, that they really start uh, coming to me, they really start utilizing my services? That becomes a very big uh, thing to cater, like challenge to cater. Now over there, market research helps a lot. Now in market research, again, what Nora was talking about, for competitive analysis, you really need to do a very good SWOT analysis for yourself. What are your strengths, what are your weakness, what are actually the opportunities present to you, and what can be potential threats for you. Then you make the market entry, then you come up with a unique value proposition, and you try to lead the agri startup world. Partnerships and collaborations. So as I was in the starting telling you guys, like how cooperatives have been, Amul being a very successful cooperative of India, how they have been able to establish a very good relationship, not only between people, verticals of their own ecosystem, that is farmers, again the middlemen, their own company, their marketing team and everything. But apart from all that, even in the bigger ecosystem, they have been able to collaborate with a lot of other institutional bodies, whether it is any private company, whether it is any government body, they keep on making alliances so that they are able to provide the best to the end consumer. So, and also they have, at the end, they also have to make profit. So to do that, strategic alliances has to have be a part of all these agriculture startups. Now, coming to how do you really conduct effective research? So, whenever we start with a problem statement, okay, let's say I want to understand, as a farmer, I want to understand what should I grow in my field which will give me a good amount of profit. Now, to if this is my problem statement, I really need to understand what actually the end consumer is looking for. Now, to do this thing, of course, one thing is I can start with qualitative research. By qualitative research, I mean where you feel like you don't know anything and you think, okay, to know thing like to I want to know what are the expectations or what are the new needs of the market. Now, to understand that, I will begin with qualitative research, which is nothing but basically in-depth interviews, focus groups, or let's say on a larger scale, it can be ethnographic studies where you really understand the individual as a person on ground levels. Then you get into their needs and their habits and motivations, etc. Once you have done your qualitative research, once you have understood कि अच्छा ठीक है, these are the let's say these are the broader 4 new needs which are emerging in the market, then to validate, you need to do quantitative, because maybe you reached out to, let's say, 50 people in your qualitative research, and those 50 people told you कि, okay, these are the 4 emerging needs for 2026. But how do you validate कि those needs are how vast those needs are? Now, to validate that thing, you step into quantitative research where you run a lot of surveys, you go by a lot
I'm
of
sorry to interrupt. We'll finish in 2 minutes so that we can have time for discussion also. Yeah.
sure.
So,
So you get into quantitative part of it just to validate your findings. Of course, other sources are your secondary research. Then something like agriculture, we keep on seeing a lot of research reports being published by government. A lot of surveys are done by government, which gives you a lot of statistics analysis done about what kind of crops are being grown, how the yield rate has been going up and down. Many industries, many companies like Deloitte, PwC keep on doing a lot of research around that. So that is all around how do you do market research? Mainly, what is your objective? Then you decide what methodology to apply to it, what tools or technologies to use for it. One very critical thing about market research is taking into account the ethical side of it. Uh, I had a chance to work with a startup who is in fintech solutions for agri-tech. There, we faced a lot of challenge when it came to the ethical considerations of market research, because I strongly believe this, that people who are in corporate sector or cooperatives and all, they do understand what market research is, why someone is doing that. But sometimes it becomes very challenging to let your participants know what market research is, and without letting them know what it is, why you are doing it, you can't really be ethical about all of it. So you first need to let them know what it is, why you are doing, why their information is critical, how you will maintain their privacy and everything. Then anyone should proceed ahead with it. Have been like many big companies, many MNCs have been facing challenges around it, but that is something a market researcher needs to keep in mind. I think with that we are good to close.
yes. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the wonderful sessions. You have explained why agri startups really matters and the importance of market research and what are the key areas to focus on and what are the market research benefits. And you also explained about what are the opportunities existing and the emerging trends in the market research, and how to conduct the effective market research. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the wonderful session. So the participants, if you have any questions, you can keep in chat box, and also you can raise your hands. So I request Nora ma'am also to switch on the video so that I'll take a few questions now. Yeah, someone has raised a hand. I don't know who. Anyway, I'll take a few questions. So the first question is from Ishwar. So he's asking, farmers are completely shifting to biopesticides, ignoring both organic and synthetic pesticides. If excessive or improper use of biopesticide lead to soil degradation, resistant buildup, or reduced long-term effectiveness, how do we educate them and ensure a balanced approach? I think anyone can answer, Nora ma'am or Manju ma'am.
Nora, you want to take it?
Yeah, Manju. Okay. Yeah, thank you. So yes, I got the question. I mean, so basically, your question is that how should we educate those farmers? I mean, quite who are using excessively with this biopesticides. Who are excessively using this chemical fertilizers and not adhering towards the
Excuse me,
organic.
Madam Maganti, maybe this question not related to market research, I suppose. Ragalia, we can take it up separately. We can send the email to you.
I think just one input I have over there, if I may.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Madam, it is anyway not related to market research. We will take it up separately. No issues. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much. You go ahead.
Okay.
Other question. Something related to market research. Quickly you can ask Ragalia.
Yes. Okay, sir. So there's a question from Yash. He's asking, I am from Amravati, Maharashtra, with a 28 lakh population. I want to start exotic vegetable production in hydroponic. But before this my city people can't consume leafy vegetables. Then how to tackle them and which type of market research I need to do? Should I change my plan?
Okay. Yeah. Hey, hi, Yash. A good question. So I think basically, if I have understood it correctly, you are mentioning that your cities people are not really used to consuming leafy vegetables, but you want to start with the same kind of business. I would say what market research suggests is it always tells you what is the need of your consumer and then build accordingly. Then the selling part will become easier. So either it's like you understand what is really needed by the population of your area, what do they really like, what is their need. Is it like they like to eat any kind of particular fruit or any kind of particular vegetable? First you understand that, then you can go ahead and you can have you can change your business plan accordingly. For this you can simply do, because you already know key in what thing you want to start and everything, you can simply run a survey. But let's say if you really want to stick to your plan itself, then that means it's not like there are many products for which need was not there, but then still those products were launched in the market, and with time we slowly have developed a need for them. So then you can do that way also, but over there you will have to spend a lot on marketing, you will have to do a lot of influencer marketing, you will have to teach people what are the benefits of leafy vegetables and everything, so that they will slowly start understanding ki acha, okay, leafy vegetables are healthier, I need to consume them. So then slowly the need will be developed for that. Just one example for that, I believe everyone would be aware about ID Fresh brand. They are into providing dosa batters and everything. I don't think so earlier there was a need for it. Everyone was preparing the batter at their home itself, or they were buying it from local vendors who used to give us, like, we will take our utensils to them and they will pour it for us in that. But ID Fresh came with a product which was not having a need at that time, but at this point of time everyone needs that. One, it makes your cooking easier, it is time convenient. Second, it's very easy to store it. I can just have a packet, I can just pour it whenever I want to cook, I can keep it back into my fridge. So ID Fresh has been able to develop a need for it. That I think that's helps you.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So Preetham is asking, how can we do market research in case of adoption of new technologies in field? Preetham is what market, like how can you do market research in case of adoption of new technologies in the field?
In the field, so in this agri field, right?
Yes, ma'am. New technologies in the field.
Right. So I mean, Manju, should I go ahead?
Yeah.
Is it right?
Yeah.
So market research, as in already we have already discussed the way to conduct a market research. As I understood from your question, in the field of technology, how could you know do market research for the basically agri field, for the technology field. So basically, see, I mean, you could conduct this research in the technological side, as in, for example, you are you take an example of a startup that is Green Pods. You know, Green Pods. They have come of this sachet, right? Where they could put a sachet in a box, like in a packed box, and those fruits and vegetables which have less shelf life, they could actually identify whether they are getting, you know, rotten or not through that sachet packets. So likewise, so when this is kind of a sachet technology they are using, right, to you know, preserve the fruits and vegetables. So when it comes to the technology research part, you need to identify as in what kind of startup in technology you are looking out for. Like if you want to start your own startup, maybe in the fintech part, agri fintech part, or maybe in the agri tech part. Like there are different agri tech would also also will also include agri fintech, but I'm saying agri tech as in the supply chain part, or you are trying to preserve a cold chain part. So what kind of technology you are aiming to, you know, deploy to solve that kind of problem in the agricultural field, whether to preserve your food, whether to extend the shelf life of a fruit, whether to extend the shelf life of the fruits and vegetables, whether to, you know, provide a cold storage system in the farm model, like in the farmers field. So what kind of technologies, that kind of research, like that part of research you have to do. You have to go to the field, what we call as primary research. First of all you need to see if you conduct the primary research, you could know like what kind of basically needs are there, as already Manju has described regarding needs. What is the gap that is there, and what are the needs that a consumer is having. So those type of things. When it comes to the secondary part, also secondary research, as you had seen that in the field there are certain needs. There's a cold storage issue in particular village. Like for example, take for Odisha, there is a cold storage problem where they have to transport their you know, food and fruits and vegetables to long distance, but there is a cold storage issue for which the shelf life is getting hampered. So you need to solve that problem. So you need to deploy the cold storage solution over there, like cold storage technique over there. Then it comes to the secondary research, whether there are established player in that region or not, how they are deploying those technology, how they are leveraging those technology to solve this cold storage solution. I mean, cold storage kind of you know, solutions that are there to actually solve this issue of shelf life. Those type of, you know, market research would help you to actually deploy the technology in a particular startup, if you are going to start any. So those type of things you have to do. If I have answered your question, or else you could actually ask a follow up.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah, still it's 12:10, I think. So still there are many questions in the chat box. But since it's 1 hour session, I don't have choice. Have to conclude the session. So thank you, participants, for all your questions. So since we are short of time, I'm so sorry I cannot take all your questions. So no problem. Still, if you have any questions and regarding to the market research, you can contact the speakers. The speaker details are in the given chat box. And also, if you missed something interesting regarding the today's webinars, and if you want to rewatch this webinar, the YouTube link for the watching the webinar is given in chat box. And to receiving interesting updates and programs conducted by Manage, stay tuned to our social media handles and do not forget to follow us on social media. So before concluding the session, and also I would like to give few updates about the programs conducting in the Manage here. So applications are invited for the 8th batch of training programs on digital marketing skills. So registration link is given in the chat box. So last date for the registration is April 20. So go and apply for it. And also the Manage Agri Eureka National Level Agri Innovation and Business Plan Challenge is applications are also open. So the last date for the registration is May 25th. So link is also given in the chat box. So before concluding the session, I would like to thank both the speakers, Nora ma'am and Manju ma'am, for sharing the valuable insights on market research. And thank you so much for answering the questions also. And also thank you participants for your active engagement. And also I would like to thank my director, Dr. Sarunandra sir, and the entire team for organizing this webinar effectively. Do not forget to give the feedback of this webinar. The link is shared in the group, and also do not forget to register for the upcoming webinar. So see you next week with another exciting topic. Thank you. Thank you, all of you.
Manju madam and Nora madam, thank you very much. It is nice to see you both of them.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.